And
Who was that? That was great to have Evil Jimmy in the studio.
Evil Jimmy, don't bring him back.
Why?
He's a little too evil.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe.
Got Kyle Batson in. There's no Kruger. I guess after yesterday, Matt Higa probably was like, look. You and Mark Willard argued over semantics for 3 hours. Just took over the changeover. Look. Matson step in. Kruger take a break.
Guys.
Oh, he lost, so he got suspended for the day. Larry will be back tomorrow. He lost the debate.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who's the judge of that? You?
Yep.
And Mark just decided that, I guess.
He just decided that. All right.
Yep. You're out. We'll see you on Thursday, bro.
Giants lose 6 in a row, but I don't think anybody really gives a damn right now.
Honestly, I care more about the
Except
New
for Sam
York
Lubman.
Giants than the San Francisco Giants right now.
Except for Sam Lubman.
Tell me how Daniel Jones looks.
I still watch, by the way. The game's still on. Like, something's got to be on while I'm sitting here prepping the show for the next day.
Well,
it's on.
3 innings was on, and then it was time for Game of Thrones.
I was watching when Jock put that ball in the water last night. I was watching. But my gosh, they are, yeah.
Hey, at least
just call everybody up. This should be looking for people to put on the IL. Call everybody up. I don't want to see any more of this anymore.
I was talking to Sam Lubman doing our show meeting at 7 o'clock, and it was right when Austin Slater got picked off. And Lubman goes on a 3-minute tirade. And Anna goes, tell Lubman to pump the brakes. We don't need that energy right now. I said, Lubman may be the only guy in a 3-8 span going crazy over a sweep against the Twins and over Austin Slater getting picked off at first base. I'm like, Lubman, seek help, please. And he's talking about, well, I'm going to be there Sunday for Star Wars Day. So it's like, you keep doing it to yourself. Why?
Star Wars
I'm an
Day
A's
on
fan,
Sunday?
dog. I don't blame Sam one bit.
I mean,
I watched part of A's Nationals last night.
Oh, boy.
Hell yeah.
Have a great time.
Hell yeah. We got a text
Shane
today.
Langolier show.
We got a text today. Hey, Bonte, how about those A's, baby? I said, look at A's fans.
Split with the Yanks.
Strutting.
Split with the Yanks. Knocking off the other worst team in baseball. Watch out.
Better record than the Giants to see All-Star break.
Oh gosh, yeah. No, as long as Aaron Judge gets his home run, I don't really care what the outcome of the game is.
Did you see Marco Luciano's grand slam?
Sure did.
Oh,
sure
boy.
did.
Come on, man.
Sure did.
He's holding that.
No, it's gonna be good.
Is he the
whenever
key to the
gets
playoff
here.
run?
it's gonna be interesting whenever he gets here for
In
sure.
high A.
But yeah, I'd call them all up. Evan Longoria wants to.
Championship on deck.
Evan Longoria wants to fight through his injury. I'm like, I know why you want to fight through your injury. You're trying to get your contract picked up for next year.
Get that
I don't want
13
you fighting through. Don't fight through your injury.
13 milli?
Yeah, sit down and pull up some other guys.
Yeah.
Brandon Belt.
Wants some check. He wants a check.
You know, much love. It sounds like the career's probably over. He's probably going to have surgery. I hate that for him, but like anybody with a hangnail, injured list.
Yeah.
Bring him up.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's September.
Unfortunately, Brendan.
Bring him out.
Joey Bart's on the IL now because of the concussion. That sucks.
Yep. Yeah. No, he can come back when he's ready. He can come back with anybody who might be a part of the future. Get him up. Bring him up.
If you look like a player who might play for the A's next year, you're on the IL. Longoria is definitely manning the hot corner.
That's it with the Giants. I don't want to hear about that anymore.
Let's talk about
the
something
biggest
else.
news, Shanahan Lynch, they spoke yesterday on a conference call. Wish we had the video. Wish they did the regular presser because I would love to see their faces. But it was a lot of Shanahan. Shanahan was talking yesterday. He was talking.
It's wild. It's
he
just
should.
wild. I don't know how many stats. Rob Greer came on with you guys, and he said
he's not happy.
Well, I there's something he said that really I agree with because I had the same experience yesterday. It's like I don't know how many former NFL players need to come out and say the same thing before 49er fans realize what's actually happening. It's not that the on the surface of this point is not real. Yes, they now have more insurance. Yes, this makes them deeper in the quarterback room. Yes, they're big boys and they can all handle competition. That's all true. But the bigger point of this is, I don't know how many NFL players need to come out and say, the loser yesterday was Trey Lance because it shortens his clock, and if he goes 0-1 or goes 0-2, the locker room is all going to look at each other
You hear it from
and go,
Sims?
I've heard it from people I've talked to all day yesterday. They're all saying the same thing. If he loses 1 or 2 games, the veterans look around at each other and go, why is our starting quarterback holding a clipboard?
Oh, wow.
Why?
See, that's
why teams don't do what the 49ers just did. It doesn't mean anything about all of this other stuff we're making the quarterback room deeper. Kyle going, wow, couldn't believe he was available. There's a reason that no NFL team has done this ever. There's a reason. If you are all in on a guy, you got to get the other guy out of the way.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Now, Rob, in his latest piece, too, for Niners Nation, he said that in 2012, he goes back to when Russell Wilson started, and they lost their first game opening the season, and then Seahawks fans were just clamoring for Matt Flynn. I'm like, Jimmy G is a much better quarterback than Matt Flynn. I feel like if Trey ends up losing that opening game to the Bears, oh, yeah, they're going to be calling for Jimmy.
Direct quote, somebody who spent 6 years in NFL locker rooms. Quote, I think this is good news for everyone except Trey. He has 2 rough outings to start the season, and there will be guys in the locker room saying, quote, why is our starter holding a clipboard while we've got this kid on the field?
Well, Phil Simms.
The 49ers are making a big bet on their vibes right now.
They really are.
I mean,
so
this is somehow being translated as, oh, you guys are scared, and now you're anti-Trey. No, if he's a first-year starter, it stands to reason he's going to have bumps along the road, and if that's what the veterans in the locker room are going to say, because Jimmy's standing there, how is this being translated as okay or good? This is not good for Trey, and if it's not good for Trey, you'd think it's not good for the organization because he's the guy.
Yeah, no doubt about that. You are listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and AC1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. And do not forget, you can watch us every single day on YouTube and Twitch. Phil Simms joined us at 7:30. I'm sure you guys heard a couple clips. We're basically about the situation, the Jimmy G situation. He said they didn't handle it well. It's just strange. It had to been uncomfortable at times for Jimmy and the team. Then he's confident. He is confident in Trey Lance. Say, hey, look, I believe Trey Lance will come out. He'll get off to a really good start and quiet everybody down. He'll quiet everybody down for that week. And then if he struggles, the noise will ratchet back up. But he said the narrative about, everybody's saying that the media, like I'm getting all the kind of tweets about you guys at the media creating this narrative, yada, yada, yada. It's like, okay, blame the media. That's good. That's very creative. Phil said it. The narrative's real. When he was in New York and Jeff Hostetler won that Super Bowl, guys were talking. He was like, you guys are talking about this stuff? He goes, talk about it at night. Who's going to be the guy? And a guy like Deebo Samuel, who showed us that he has DTs, diva tendencies. He don't get the ball the first few weeks, and they struggle. Deebo's already showed me his card. I saw a side of him I didn't think was in him. He's going to show some DTs.
We all do think that the Niners have like some one big group chat where everyone's involved and no one talks separately. Like that could happen. Teammates can talk. They do talk.
Trey Lance left that group chat.
And I know where it's easy for us as fans to fall into this because we're buying into the story.
Yeah.
This is all storytelling, right? Yeah. Like it's a locker room and it's cohesive and it's love and it's all 49ers. Like they're all about that logo. How quickly was Deebo not all about that logo? They are these are massive egos, massive money, stats on the line, so much on the line for each of them individually every single week. And we're supposed to be of the mindset that if Trey Lance has normal first-year starter struggles, that all of them are just going to be like, it's okay. This is just where we're going to be patient with the young guy. We have an unbelievable roster. We can win the Super Bowl this year, but no. Let's hang out and put our bodies sideways on the line for something that doesn't look like it's working.
Well,
it's not realistic.
I think I may have been more blown away that Shanahan admitted that if Jimmy didn't sign, they're going to go into Chicago with Brock Purdy as a number 2 quarterback.
Is Jimmy Garoppolo looking over his shoulder at Brock Purdy for the QB2 job? That's what I want to know.
We might need to have a little intervention with you and Brock Purdy.
Listen,
no, you're not.
No. It's a great story.
You're fixated
It's a great story.
Like you're fixated on a QB3. I've never been fixated on a QB3 in my life.
On him.
Yeah, you talk about him a lot.
I'm shocked he made the 53-man roster. They kept 2 quarterbacks last year, and Nate Sudfeld was one of them, right? So they're keeping 3 quarterbacks on this 53-man roster. And I'm just like, all right, he's the last pick of the draft. It's a great story that he made the 53-man
Yeah,
roster.
and he did some good things.
I've been a little too hard on Brock. Been going crazy
Brock
because everybody
Purdy
hyped him up.
stinks. Bonte Hill yesterday.
Yeah, I mean,
And again today. I heard that at least once this
yeah,
morning.
but I was just like, damn, they were going to
How
go
do
to
you know
Soldier
he stinks?
Field.
He's never played.
They're going to go to Soldier Field with him as a number 2 quarterback.
I don't know. It's funny. I think that this is something we all do about our own teams, but we would never do it about the NFL.
Yeah.
If I quizzed all you guys right now on who the best quarterbacks in the game's backups even are, you're all going to get an F. You're going to get an F.
Mason Rudolph.
I mean,
Kyle Trask.
who's
Jacob Eason.
Who cares
Wayne
who's
Gabbert?
backing up Josh Allen?
Nick
Desmond
Mullins.
I don't care.
You don't care that Nick Mullins is backing up Kirk Cousins?
Do you even know who's backing up Josh Allen? Who's backing up Josh Allen?
To win a
last
game for
year
your
was
life.
Matt Barkley.
To win a game for your life, do you want Mac Barkley or Nick Mullins? Go.
Nick Mullins.
Oh, my God.
49ers
Easy.
legends.
Nick Mullins.
Oh my
Why do you
God.
think they kept Purdy on the roster though? Because Nate Sudfeld instantly got signed by the Lions as soon as he was
Right,
cut.
right.
So
They
Brock
cut-
Purdy
they
was
cut
going to
David
last
Blau,
there.
yeah.
I mean, did they
David
just get him
Blau.
as insurance to your insurance? Because I think the likelihood. I mean, if a star quarterback goes down and a contending team
Yeah.
feels like they're willing to give up a pick higher than maybe a third rounder
Right.
that the Niners would get at the end of the season, I'm not like yesterday. I thought it was going to be 2 quarterbacks. I thought it was Trey and Jimmy, and there's no
Yeah.
trade that's going to be on the table. But until the November 1st deadline, I'm going to think maybe there's a chance that could happen.
Sure. I think that's a piece of it. I mean, I think, first of all, I think he did some things that they liked. You know, I think he did some things that they liked. But yes, there is a scenario, which is Trey comes out, like you just said, Bonte, and like Phil Sims. Okay, Phil Sims is right. Trey comes out and makes everybody feel comfortable right away. And in that scenario, then 3 weeks later, Kirk Cousins snaps his ankle. Okay, so now where are we?
Right.
Hey, Jimmy, you can go be the starter in Minnesota. We can get a second rounder in return for you.
Yeah.
And we need a backup quarterback. That's a scenario. I mean, there's 40 scenarios,
Yeah.
but you got to be ready for them all.
Yeah.
If you can.
Got to be ready. Let me
Yeah.
throw this one at you guys. And Kyle, you can start this one. I threw this at Langford earlier, but a lot, Shasky loves bashing Don Yee. That's his favorite agent in the world.
Don Yee's a good agent.
But
Don
I
Yee's
believe
good
Don
agent.
Yee.
He loves
wanted to-
bashing Don Yee.
Oh, he can't
What-
stand Don Yee. Can't stand Don Yee.
What did
Don
Don
Yee-
Yee do?
What
Well,
weird
if
beef to have.
If Don Yee were even
I'll
in
let you
here,
ask.
would Shasky know that was Don Yee?
Well, he's looked him up online.
Okay.
I'll let you
All right,
ask
he's done
Shasky
the
next
image
week when
search?
he comes back.
All right.
I'll let you ask him when he comes back. Langford
weird.
knows he's not
really
a Don Yee
weird.
fan.
He does not like
Like
Don Yee.
outside of
Dude.
Scott Boras, why anyone would be mad at any agent ever? I don't like. How do you? Anyway,
I got
go
a
ahead.
Rosenhaus dartboard. Is
Okay,
my
all
favorite.
right. All right.
A David Mulligetta voodoo doll.
Next question.
By
All
the way,
right, go
Case
ahead.
Keenum is Josh Allen's backup up in
Great.
Buffalo.
All right,
Whatever.
whatever. Yeah,
Case
who-
Keenum.
They're in a good
Houston
spot.
Cougars. Let's
It's
go.
not-
Is
it's backup.
Case Keenum the Kirk Cousins of Brock Purdy's?
Yes, that's well
you.
said. If I could understand
I feel like I
Well,
nailed that.
anyway.
since you're replacing Dibs, that's 4.
Yeah.
Wow, thanks.
That's 4. But Don Yee, I think he did a masterful job here. Okay, everybody's going to fixate on the pay cut that Jimmy took. Well, he's already got $100 million in bank.
Yeah.
All right, $6.5 million, pretty damn good for coming in with no pressure. Right, as a backup quarterback. He's in the best situation he could possibly be in. Even starting in Carolina, this is a better situation for Jimmy Garoppolo playing on a contender. So, Kyle, I think Don Yee won. And now next offseason, when Jimmy's a free agent and he can't get tagged, I think he's going to get at least $12 million a year next year on the
Oh,
open market.
minimum, especially if he backs up this entire season. If Trey comes out and he's fine, and the Niners go 10-7 and they make the playoffs, and Jimmy's backup all year, Mitch Trubisky got paid off hanging out behind Josh Allen. That's Mitchell Trubisky.
And he's
he
a
doesn't
pro.
have half the
Man,
resume.
Jimmy
that-
said nothing. You were talking about the
Yeah.
other day, Mark, about him not losing his cool, because I've said that over the last 3 years. It actually benefited him by not saying a damn thing.
Well, he usually does.
Because other teams are going to say, he just became a great locker
the
room
adult in
dude.
the room.
The
Well,
adult in the room. The players love him. The teammates loved him. Now the fans, all of a sudden, I didn't know this many people loved Jimmy Garoppolo. They came out of the woodwork.
Well, when you're not playing, everyone always loves you. That's the thing, because you're not putting anything bad on tape. I mean, the better comp for Jimmy may be Marcus Mariota. Like, that's all his
good
best scenario this year is to get like one start and win it. You do that,
Yep.
you're somebody's
The Matt Flynn.
You are somebody's
Matt Flynn.
$25 million quarterback next year. For sure.
Yes, and
For
especially
sure.
especially just
Probably starting in Tennessee next year.
I mean, yeah, when
No,
you go
Malik
around.
Willis will.
Well, Willis does. He's been interesting. That's true.
what I was
That's
What
true.
if he's brought in to back up Malik Willis?
Oh my gosh. Right,
Those are two different
seriously,
systems.
No, but,
anyway.
but no, you look at Tennessee, depending on how Malik Willis develops, you got New York. Who knows what's going on in
Totally.
Pittsburgh? Like
there's
there's just all
tons.
these. There's all
Tons of
these
places.
Seattle.
Still Seattle.
There's all these
Baker Mayfield
situations.
a long-term option
right.
in Carolina.
You-
Oh, does Brady retire? What's going on with Detroit? We can do this
Miami.
with more teams than not.
Right.
To be honest with
So
you.
if you told me that Jimmy Garoppolo next year gets 2 and 50 on the open market, like I would buy that for sure.
Yep.
And that's what I think the focus is
Yeah.
for him right now. It's like how do you, because his value next offseason will never be
Yep.
as high again as it will be in 2023. So
See, I think Don Yee helped his client out, and I think they played this so perfectly, delaying the surgery,
Well-
knowing that, hey, Washington may be a team that trades for us. You don't want to go to that organization. That's a dumpster fire. They played this, and it was like, you know what? Yeah, they may seek the trade, but this is the best option because if he does play, the players know, hey, we've won a lot of big games with number 10. 33-14 in the regular season, 4-2 in the playoffs. Won a lot of big games with Jimmy.
I don't think you're wrong, but it's based on circumstance. Again, this was nobody's option A. Option A was, Washington bought in 4 months ago and said, you're going to be our starting quarterback. And we're going to go ahead and pay you $18 million or whatever. You take a small cut. Like, that would have been option A. But whether it's the shoulder surgery, whether there's circumstances with a lot of the other teams, once that doesn't come to fruition, then I think you're spot on because and they're showing it to you also with the no trade clause. The no trade clause comes into play because what they're saying is the last thing we can have this year is Jimmy end up on a bad roster where he is then going to put something bad on tape.
Right.
This way, yes, if Kirk Cousins goes down and you want to give me Minnesota's roster and the starting gig for 6 games, yes, we'll do that. Outside of that, give me the offense I know, the coach I know, the uniform I know, the Kittle I know, the Debo I know. Give me all of that. And if I only have to play a game or two, that's probably, or even none, that's probably going to go pretty well.
And the
a
fans
lot-
love him. The fans love him too.
and the locker room loves
now
him.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't for the last 2 years. Now they do.
It's funny how many positive Jimmy Garoppolo tweets I've seen. It's been the most positive I've seen people about Jimmy Garoppolo the last 2 days than I have in the last 2 years.
Do you guys?
Unbelievable.
Do you guys feel? And I. This is a little bit, Mark, what I want to get into.
Yeah.
But there's 2 aspects to this that I think they're all kind of getting lumped together because the 49ers, but when they agreed to restructure Garoppolo's deal, got better. They are better today than they were on Saturday.
Yeah.
Like
I'll buy that.
That Jimmy Garoppolo is better than Brock Purdy and Nate Sudfeld.
I'll buy that.
Okay. So for 2022, like I feel no different. I feel no differently about Trey Lance.
There's context, though.
No, totally. I feel no different about Trey Lance.
I do.
I think he's either going to be good or bad. I'm on the fence. I know we have to take a hard stance, but I'm firmly sitting on the fence.
We don't. That's facts. We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
So I feel the same way, and I feel the same way about their chances to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So this changes nothing. But to Mark's point, like long term, there's a definite problem here where if Lance does struggle a little bit, now he may not get a chance to work through it. And now we're looking at a scenario where we go into 2023 in the same spot.
I know.
Where we're
See,
going, hey, he
it
only
never
has
ends.
5 NFL starts and he's
know.
he's 1 and 4.
So what a lot of us are doing though right now, I think, is we're running scenarios. Okay, we're running scenarios, and then people are like,
here we go, yo.
right? Yeah, here we go, yo. Then now
knows
they're all gonna have sort of like opinions based on which scenarios we see as most likely. What I'm trying to do is get everybody to not look at future potential scenarios because we don't know what's going to play out. I want you to look at what just happened.
Yeah.
There's only one fact, and that is that the 49ers just did something that organizations don't do. They just did something that you don't do. You don't go all in on a guy. This is a quarterback of a football team. They said it yesterday. They think there are fewer than 32 of these people on the planet. This is an all-in 3 first rounds quarterback of football team in market 5, and we're all in. And then they just made a move before he even got started. that every football player we can talk to is like, that's not good for him. You don't do that to your investment unless you think something's not right. That's the only reason you do this. You don't do this just because the face value that everyone's responding and going, well, this makes him better for this year.
So the scenario where Trey stinks is now closer to real to you than had they cut Garoppolo.
Based on their behavior. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because if you look historically at other teams that are in this position.
Which nobody is, by the way.
Well, no, I disagree. The Chiefs were absolutely in this exact same position. Sure,
Alex
they
Smith
were.
was tradable.
Okay, so the shoulder injury absolutely factors here. But in the absence of being tradable, you're still going to get him the hell out of the building for the very reason that we just stated, which is if my young guy goes out there and has one bad game, I don't want the veterans in my locker room calling into question who should start. They don't want to have patience. They want to win. They want to win every game. And so you've got to get the guy out of the building if you're all totally convinced that your new guy is your guy. That's the reason you only go with one guy. That's why. And that's what organizations do, and they just didn't do that. That's where I'm at. It's not about future scenarios. It's about what just happened.
So let me guess, you guys would be talking Niners today.
I mean, Evan Longoria, IL, what do you think? In or out?
Is Brandon Belt's career over in San Francisco? We'll ask Rob Ninkovich at 10:30.
Yeah. Ninkovich was good on this. Obviously,
He was one of the guys that was saying, like, if I'm a veteran in this situation, and we'll have the sound for you, and we'll talk to him, like I said,
listening.
at 10:30. He's like, if you're a veteran in this situation, I'm going to the head coach. I'll go into the GM's office and be like, what the hell are we doing if the young guy's not playing well?
Anybody do that? Anybody do that? I wonder, man.
I mean, Holmgren was on with us yesterday and
I heard
said,
he played the
he said-
sound.
I mean, he literally said, he goes, this is when players suddenly think they're smarter than the coach.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all people. They're all people. They want to win. What are they going to say if Jimmy is standing there and they go 0-1? That's why
rank-
that quickly.
Power rank the 3 players you think that would do that. Debo's one.
Debo's
going to do it.
Debo
Debo's
doing
going to
it
do
at
it
halftime.
publicly.
You're doing it at halftime.
Debo's definitely going on IG Live.
Boy, Debo Samuel.
Like, that's happening for sure.
Yeah.
Debo.
Unfollowing Trey Lance.
George Kittle, a sneaky one.
I think
Yeah,
Trent
but
Williams
Kittle-
is a sneaky one.
Kittle's good on everybody.
Trent
I think
Kittle-
Trent Williams is a sneaky one.
Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk's
Juszczyk-
a little old.
Nah, a
little older.
Yeah, I can see that. Fred
Yeah.
Warner Jr. I can see him doing that. Jimmy Ward.
Oh, Jimmy Ward for sure.
Eric Armstead, maybe.
Armstead wouldn't do that.
Kinlaw not tripping. He's just trying to get at the
mean,
quarterback.
Jake
Kinlaw's
Brendel.
just trying to get at the
They're
quarterback.
not.
Underwriter.
They're not robots. They got
He
opinions.
said that.
Jake
All
Brendel.
right.
Is Jake Brendel part of the top
Brendel.
3?
Jake Brendel.
Yeah, Jake Brendel's in there for sure. Daniel Brunskill.
Mike McGlinchey. That's it.
Mike, get out of my office.
I gotta go, man.
Before you guys go, I just want to say that what's his name? Evil Jimmy. Evil
Yeah.
Jimmy. Evil Jimmy sounds. I'm running this morning and I'm like, Evil Jimmy reminds me of someone, and then I figured it out. It's the bug from Men in Black. The Evil Jimmy is
I drink sugar and water every morning.
See, it's the
I am
bug.
Evil Jimmy.
It's the bug from Men in Black.
Bring Evil Jimmy back.
Yeah.
Man. I'm trying to. We don't want Evil Jimmy. We don't want him. You guys have fun.
More. First thing Jimmy said all year.